Hey everyone, Dr. James Stirrett here. Today I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant. This is not a clickbait title. I truly do feel like most weight loss programs are a scam, but it does depend on who you are and where you're at within your health journey, weight loss journey. Poppy's pretty good. This is not a commercial for Poppy, by the way. I do drink Poppies. Let's answer this question. Are weight loss programs a scam? I think inherently no. I think a great program to take a look at is Weight Watchers, right? So most patients, when I talk to them and they're like, oh yeah, I've even done Weight Watchers, or I still count calories or track calories from Weight Watchers. It teaches you how to track calories in, calories out type of an approach. I have a little bit different system, but essentially that's what they're doing. They're telling you to eat healthier food. They're showing you the utility of tracking. What happens when you eat the right food, you get your macros right, and you are no longer losing weight? What happens when you exercise the amount that they tell you to expend, you're burning the calories they tell you, and you are no longer losing weight? So to jump back to the question, are all weight loss programs a scam? The answer is that if you're over the age of 30 and you're not taking into account other systems that are responsible for weight gain, then yes, it is a scam, right? Because most people that I talk to, the vast majority, and I'm talking to quite a few people per day, they'll tell me that, they'll say, hey, Dr. Stirrett, I have done Weight Watchers, intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, carnivore. I've tried it all, and I'm not losing any weight. And I'm active, or I used to be active, and it's just not working for me, and I want to try GLP-1 medication like semaglutide. I'm ready to try something else. Most of my patients, they come to me and they're just like, they're so fed up, they are ready to try something else. And how could you blame anybody for that, right? Feeling like when everything that society is telling you is not working, then why wouldn't you want to turn to something that your friend and your friend down the street and the soccer mom down over here has lost 30 pounds or 50 pounds on semaglutide or Ozempic? Yeah, of course that's going to spark your interest, and there's no shame in that. I'm going to get into why this is not a bad line of thinking. But at this point, I think it's fair to say that Weight Watchers is a scam because the diet program is a scam. Paleo is a scam. Whole30 is a scam to you because unfortunately, weight loss programs out there, conventional weight loss programs, ones that make it big, mainstream, they're missing the mark. They're going big picture in that calories in, calories out. These are the foods that tend to work. And that is awesome. That can change somebody's life in the right scenario. But I see way too many times where people implement those things and it does not result in weight loss. And so I want to talk about what they are missing today. So what's missing here is the fact that after 30 years old, after 40 years old, our hormones are declining. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Your hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, they're all going down. None of this stuff is even thought about within conventional weight loss programs. The fact that your hormones, one, control your metabolic rate, they're anti-inflammatory, and they can result in weight gain for people is just simply not discussed, which is it's a crime in itself because we know what these hormones do in the body now. We have very, very good understanding of what estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, thyroid hormone, cortisol. We understand what these do in the body. Right? If your cortisol is too high, you're going to gain weight. It's going to increase your insulin. It's going to increase your blood sugar. You're going to gain weight. How do you get increased cortisol? Well, there's a lot of different reasons. But if your other hormones are low, you're not sleeping well, you're eating a poor diet, you're super stressed out, your cortisol is going to shoot through the roof. You're going to get hormone suppression across the board. Insulin's going to go up and you're going to gain weight. And it doesn't matter if you eat paleo or not. You might lose a little weight. Don't get me wrong. Like you might lose some inflammatory weight, but most people are going to plateau. And if all these other things are messed up and you're inflamed as a result, then there's just no way that you're going to lose weight. My purpose for today's video is for you to understand that if you're falling into this camp where you're trying the things that worked for you in the past and they're not working anymore, then don't lose heart. Don't lose faith because conventional medicine, conventional weight loss programs aren't acknowledging the things that are most important. Okay? Is our diet and exercise important? Yes, absolutely they're important. But there are other things to consider here. Let's talk about semaglutide. Let's talk about GLP-1 stimulation. If your body is inflamed, if your body is low in hormones and your metabolic rate is low, and you have insulin resistance, meaning that your insulin receptors are not responding the way they used to, right? We see, like, you can watch a graph, like as we age, our insulin receptors, typically most people, you'll notice the response will kind of dwindle over time. GLP-1 function. This is where semaglutide or GLP-1 medication comes in. You can go in with this medication, and if you give somebody the right amount, you don't overstimulate the receptor, you can actually just activate that receptor to the point where it used to be when you were 20 years old, back when you were 15 years old, back when you didn't have those crazy carb cravings, back when you didn't feel like you had to binge on chocolate or wine or snacks at night, right? It helps reset that system. My goal for each and every patient is not to go on a GLP-1 medication like semaglutide and have to stay on it for life. It's just to help gain short-term wins, short-term momentum. So the goal, why not just continue increasing the dosage, like it says on the package? Because we don't want to overstimulate the receptors. When you overstimulate receptors, you're going to shut down someone's digestive tract. You are going to give them bad side effects. And that's why, you look on the blogs, on social media, and you see all the horror stories for Ozempic. It's because they were on too much medication, you guys. That's why. You find a doctor like myself to help prescribe this medication at a low dosage that's going to give you an edge to help temporarily reverse insulin resistance, or to a degree, decrease your appetite, give you a little bit more willpower, decrease the food noise, turn the knob down a little bit. So you're not just like, oh, I need carbs, I need chocolate, I need wine, I need snacks, I need all of this stuff. Usually while you're on semaglutide, that stuff starts to go away. Let me put it this way. The nutrition information and the nutrition advice that we give people during our programs, and we build out these custom nutrition plans for people, they're beautiful. I love them. By themselves, it's no better than Weight Watchers. It's no better than paleo. It's no better than intermittent fasting. It's no better than keto. Well, it's better than keto. I have my own beef with keto. But it's just another diet on its own. When we build something out for somebody that's sustainable, we help introduce semaglutide, help them hit their goal, and then wean them off of semaglutide so there's no whiplash weight gain. Like, that's the secret sauce, man. Now, that's only part of it. What about all the hormones that have gotten out of whack for the last 10 years, the last 20 years, the last 30 years? Your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone, your thyroid. And, people will all ask them, like, oh, have you had your hormones checked? People always say, oh, yeah, my OB, she checked it. Or my doctor, they checked it. I'm like, oh, let me see it. And they said, well, it was normal. And sometimes people will still have record of those things, and they'll send it over, and it's like, not normal. It was zero. It was zero. It was just normal for that doctor to see that regularly. And maybe it's normal for a 50-year-old to have no estrogen, no progesterone, or no testosterone, and a low normal thyroid, but it's not, right? So when we're working with patients like this, there's ways to go about optimizing these hormones that, again, we're after momentum. So if you want to lose weight and you feel stuck, I would consider finding a hormone expert to make sure you're on a very, very detailed regimen for hormone replacement therapy or hormone optimization. It doesn't have to be outright replacement. I really like bioidentical therapies. I like herbs. I like all the supplements. There's plenty of things that you can do to help ramp up hormones. You don't have to take hormone replacement. I'm just saying that if you have none and you're 50 years old, the odds are that replacement is the best course of action, because on day one, you got zero hormones. A week later, you started hormones, and then a week later, you got testosterone again, you got estrogen again, you got progesterone again, you got thyroid hormone again. People always ask me, like, do I have to be on these things forever? And it's like, no, of course not. Get where you want to be, and then you could always come off later if you didn't like it. But many people they choose to stay on these therapies because of the longevity aspects of it. These therapies help prevent cardiovascular disease. They help prevent Alzheimer's. They help prevent neuroinflammation and inflammation throughout the body. Because remember, these are anti-inflammatory hormones. Anyways, rant over. So what to do about it? Find a doctor to help you. It doesn't have to be me. Find a doctor to help you, to present you with options, listen to what's going on, and make an action plan from there. You want to find somebody who's going to be able to do functional labs, check out all of your hormones, all of your vitamins, all of your nutrient markers, look for autoimmune conditions, put everything on the table. At that point, They're going to be clearly able to say, hey, look, you have insulin resistance, you have hormone deficiencies, like, let's make up a plan of action. That is exactly what you need if you're finding that you can't lose weight. Now, maybe GLP-1 therapies are included in this plan if you have insulin resistance. If you fit the criteria of a person that might benefit, then a GLP-1 therapy can give you a huge leg up. I hope this gave a little bit of inspiration to somebody. It's so easy to get discouraged in today's market when you're looking for weight loss. Everyone's offering a piece. Everyone's just offering a piece of what you need to be successful. We optimize hormones for weight loss. Well, awesome. But it's got to come with all the other stuff too. We do GLP-1 therapy for weight loss. Awesome. We'll give you the best rockin' diet for your body. Great. But unless it's got all the other attributes, then you're not going to lose weight as efficiently as you could be. 2, it's going to be harder to keep off long term. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, comments help out the channel a great deal, so I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.